All right, shalom, shalom, Yashalom world, and brother Ezekiel.
Brother Chris.
And we're back at it again for part 3. Is Christ God or the Son of God only? And like we said, if you're just now seeing this, that we already confirmed through many scriptures and many more to come, all through the Old and the New Testament, showing and prove that Christ is not God, he's the Son only. Okay, and going against all the accusations that's the Pharisees said and Paul's writings, what they said against him and things, and also, with, the non-Messianics, even the Messianics who not fully reading and things to get that thorough understanding, just regurgitating stuff. So, like I said, taking the time out, sacrificing my time so you guys could get some thorough understanding, so we could come to reasonings and start coming in together and things. Okay, so but anywho, we're starting off today in Luke chapter 5 and verse 21 and 26, because once again this is just showing and prove that Christ is not God. All the accusations, even the dogmas that Christianity teaches, even Islam teaches, Judaism teaches, the religions of isms and schisms that don't add up to the actual words that's written in the text itself. Okay, so once again, you got to read for yourself. Jeremiah 17:5. Keep that in mind. Cursed be the man that put his trust in man and make it his own flesh. All right. So let's go ahead and start with that, Elder, if you would.
Okay, Luke 5th chapter, verse 21. And the scribes and the Pharisees began to reason, saying, Who is this which speaketh blasphemies? Who can forgive sins but the Most High alone? But when Yeshua received their thoughts, he answered, saying to them, What reason ye in your hearts? Whether it is easier to say, Thy sins be forgiven thee, or to say, Rise up and walk. But that ye may know that the Son of Man hath power upon earth to forgive sins. He says unto the sick of the palsy, I say unto thee, Arise, and take up thy couch, and go into thine house. And immediately he arose up before them, and took up that whereon he lay, departed to go to his own house, glorified the Most High.
No, he glorified Christ.
He glorifying the Most High.
The Son of God.
He's glorifying the Most High.
The man glorified the Most High. Once again, he did not take any glory from the Most High. The Most High didn't share his glory with him. He glorified the Most High because it was done through his Son. And as he saw that power in his Son, he glorified the Most High when he was healed. See? So once again, Christ isn't God. But go ahead.
Verse 26. And they were all amazed, and they glorified the Most High, and were filled with fear, saying, We have seen strange things today.
They all glorified the Most High. So not just only the man, the rest of the group glorified the Most High. No, you sure you didn't say they didn't glorify Jesus Christ?
And they were all amazed, and they glorified the Most High, and were filled with fear, saying, We have seen strange things today.
See? So, strange. See, you could believe the strange things that were done with Moses, with Moshe coming out of Egypt and all that stuff that was going on there. You wasn't even back there, but you believe it. You could believe when the Most High commanded Moshe to make the bronze or brass serpent staff or whatever, and if people believed it, they would touch it and they'd be healed, and they touched it and they were healed. You could believe that. You could believe a talking donkey that was talking to Balaam and stuff on the road and things. When the donkey saw the angel, but his eyes couldn't perceive it because he wasn't seeing what a donkey could see. And the donkey turned around and talked to him and said, Hey, stop. You can believe all that, but you can't believe a man who's sitting here saying, your sins will be forgiven if you but believe in stuff. Believe in what? That he's the Son of the true and living God. And if they believe, look what happened. But you can't believe that because it's in the New Testament. And you may believe or call that witchcraft. Well, I can say that's witchcraft with Elijah when he breathed the breath of life into the young boy, brought him back from the dead. Or the fact that he cursed, you know, the children that was calling him bald head, and then you had two she bears come out and they tore up the little children. I'm just saying, all these things you could believe, but no, not the New Testament. It's because you don't read, okay? But anyways, once again, they glorified the Most High. They didn't glorify Christ.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to Luke chapter 6 and verse 9 through 12. So this once again, all these accusations and everything about this is towards Christianity, Christians, and who's been taught dogmas and things and other isms and schisms, man-made doctrines. Same thing with non-Messianics and stuff. This all goes for you guys, okay? Even Israelites who are Messianics and still believing that Christ is God. Okay? But go ahead, Elder.
Luke 6 chapter verse 9. Then said Yeshua unto them, I will ask of you one thing. Is it lawful on the Sabbath days to do good or to do evil? To save life or to destroy it? And looking around about upon them all, he said unto the man, Stretch forth thy hand. And he did so, and his hand was restored whole as the other.
So it says, as he went to the law, okay? Because I've heard this before in the argument when people try to go to Isaiah 58 and say, I think it's the last verse. Hold this real quick. Let's go there real quick. Isaiah 58, because this is what a lot of cats like to bring out, especially when it's not Messianics. They pull this scripture out. Isaiah 58 and verse 13 through 14.
Isaiah chapter 58, verse 13 and 14. 13. If thou turn away thy foot from the Sabbath, from doing thy pleasure on my holy day, and call the Sabbath a delight, the holy of the Most High honorable, and thou shalt honor him, not doing thine own ways, nor finding thine own pleasure, nor speaking thine own words, then thou shalt delight thyself in the Most High, and I will cause thee to rise upon the high places of the earth, and feed thee with the heritage of Jacob thy father. For the mouth of the Most High has spoken it.
So cats will use this to say, well, see, he was doing works on the Sabbath. He ain't supposed to be doing that. He was doing his own pleasure and stuff. Once again, where in the law on the Sabbath day does it says you cannot heal people? Or the fact that you were commanded by the Most High to do these things? Where does it says you can't do it? Because when Christ brought up that issue, he said what? Even the priests break the Sabbath because they're working on the Shabbat. They're still doing duties that's inside the tabernacle and things. So they break it as well. And then once again, if they actually broke it, then why did the Most High command them that they need to do this continually? It was a commandment. So is the Most High contradicting himself? No, they're doing a good thing, good works. Okay? But let's go back to what Christ says again. Read that again, Elder.
Verse 10. And looking round about upon them all, he said unto the man, Stretch forth thy hand. And he did so, and his hand was restored whole as the other. And they were filled with madness, and communed one with another that what they might do to Yeshua. And it came to pass in those days that he went out into a mountain to pray, and continued all night in prayer to the Most High.
To himself.
And he went out and continued all night in prayer to the Most High.
To a higher. And don't play that. Listen, do not play, oh, it says God there, G-O-D. It never said Yah. Well, guess what? Majority of the whole Old Testament says Lord. So only time you hear Yah is in Exodus. I think it's chapter 5 or chapter 6. As a matter of fact, let me go there real quick. Exodus chapter 5 and let's see. I'm pretty sure it's chapter 5 and verse 6. No, I'm sorry, 6 and 3.
Exodus chapter 6 and verse 3 says, And I appeared unto Abraham, unto Isaac, unto Jacob, and by the name of the Most High Almighty, but my name, Jehovah, was I not known to them.
So right here, now everybody knows it's Yah or Ahia. The fact of the matter is, this is the only this place, and in Exodus 3 and 14, but then in Psalms it uses Yah. But the rest of the scripture says Lord, with capital L, capital O, capital R, and capital D. Okay, so don't play those games saying that Christ never prayed to Yah. Yes, he did, right here, as it says back in verse 12 of Luke 6. It says, and it came to pass in those days that he went out into a mountain to pray. Christians, he's not praying to himself. And continued all night in prayer to Ahia or Yah. Okay? So don't sit here and say that Christ never prayed to the Most High. Okay? All my Old Testament cats, I just showed and proved this to you. And there's many other scriptures I'm finna show and prove. But anyways, we knocked that one out the water. Let's go to Luke chapter 7 and verse 11 through 17.
Luke 7th chapter, verse 11. And it came to pass the day after that he went into a city called Nain, and many of his disciples went with him, and much people. Now when he came nigh to the gate of the city, behold, there was a dead man carried out, the only son of his mother, and she was a widow, and much people of the city was with her. And when the Most High, when Yeshua saw her, he had compassion on her, and said unto her, weep not. And he came and touched the bier. And they that bare him stood still. And he said, young man, I say unto you, arise. And he that was dead sat up and began to speak. And he delivered him to his mother. And there came a fear on all, and they glorified the Most High, saying.
No, they glorified Jesus Christ.
And there came a fear on them all, and they glorified the Most High.
No, Yahweh Shai, the Son of God.
And they glorified the Most High.
They glorified the Most High. Well, go ahead.
Saying that a great prophet is risen up among us, and that the Most High has visited his people.
And the Most High has visited his people, or Yah has visited his people. So don't play these games once again saying that Christ is God, and don't try to twist that up. See, they were calling, it was saying that Christ is God, so he was visiting them. No. Okay? So, Ezekiel, Yakazakula, in Hebrew, it means God strengthened, or God will strength. So you mean to tell me that Ezekiel was called God, Yah, and he shall strengthen the people. So did God visit the people in that term too? Or amongst all the other prophets as well? So they were God as well? So I'm asking these questions. But I'm going to show and prove to you that no. Don't try to switch the stuff around. And like my brother Yazoo, he says that, yeah, English is a witchcraft language. And it is. Okay? But anyways.
Verse 17, that's good enough.
Let's keep reading.
Verse 17. And this rumor of him went forth throughout all Judea and throughout all the region around about.
And a rumor went out of him, and this rumor of him went forth throughout all Judea and throughout all the region round about. Now, why I say in a rumor, what scripture I want? Proverbs. Slakia, y'all, 1 second. Uh, 27 and verse 1 through 2. We'll hold that and then go to Proverbs 27, 1 through 2. And I'm going to come back to that with another scripture again. Yep.
Proverbs 27th chapter, verse 1 says, Boast not thyself of tomorrow, for thou knowest not what a day may bring forth. Let another man praise thee, and not thine own mouth, a stranger, and not thine own lips.
See that? So Christ wasn't going around boasting about what he did and things like that. The people were saying about the things. He actually told people not to say nothing after he did it, but knowing Israel hard-headed, but you're going to run your mouth anyways. So this is the rumor that went out. This is the praise that he was getting. No, and the praise does not mean worship him. It's just saying, dang, I'm giving him credit where credit is due. Okay? So, all right, so we're done with that one. Let's jump to Luke chapter 10. And verse 21 through 22.
Luke 10 chapter, verse 21. And at that hour Yeshua rejoiced in spirit and said, I thank thee, O Father.
Wait. Salakia, 1 second. Christians, how is he, if he's God, how is he praising to himself and saying, thank myself? Well, we just read in Proverbs, boast not of thyself. Man, dude, come on. Read that again, Elder, please.
And that hour Yeshua rejoiced in spirit and said, I thank thee, O Father.
Lord of heaven, that's fine.
Lord of heaven and earth, that thou hast hid these things from the wise and prudent, and hast revealed them unto babes. Even so, Father, for so it seemed good in thy sight.
Once again, he's praying to the Most High. He's calling him Abba. Okay, we showed and proved this back in Deuteronomy 32 and verse 8 or 6 through 8, I believe, where even Moses called him Abba. Okay? So once again, Christ has been praying up the Most High nonstop. So stop this. You know, stop putting these rumors out and giving false accusations and teachings out here amongst the other people to turn them away from who the Messiah can actually be. Okay? But go ahead, Elder.
Verse 22. All these things are delivered to me of my Father, and no man knoweth who the Son is but the Father, and who the Father is but the Son, and he who to whom the Son will reveal him.
See that? So even let's just say on the carnal level, you're raised by your dad. Well, depending on the amongst our people and things, some of us have single family houses and stuff. But if you're around your dad or your mom, guess what? Your parents know you very well. And guess what? You're the little sponge of anything that they teach you, so you know your parents very well. Okay? All the things that they do and stuff, as well as the things that, that you do. So you know each other. That's why, like, we had that saying, you bring your boys around and stuff. Oh, man, your mom real nice, fam. Man, your mom cool and stuff. And you just give them that look like, nah, dude, you don't know moms, man. You don't know her. Or you don't know dad, man. Please, man. You don't know dad like I know him. You know what I'm saying, man? Whatever, fam. Man, that's just you, man. That's Pops, man. But, nah, he cool. No, he ain't. Now if you get to know him, But anyways, that's just on the flesh level, the carnal level. So what he's speaking of, that's why he was saying he was there in the beginning. He knew the Abba. And that's why he was doing the things that the Father asked him to do. Plain and simple. Okay? That was the commandment he gave him. All right? That was it on that, right? Mm-hmm. Jump to Luke chapter 11 and then verse 27 and 28. Now I like this one. For my Ethiopian friends and any other Christian out there who's Orthodox Christians and stuff, you better stop worshiping Mary and the angels and things. I'm telling you guys right here. This is a scripture that even the Messiah said not to do. But go ahead, Elder.
Verse 27, Luke 11 chapter. And it came to pass as he spake these things, a certain woman of the company lifted up her voice and said unto him, Blessed is the womb that bare thee, and the paps which thou hast sucked. And he said, Yea, rather blessed are they that hear the word of the Most High and keep it.
Wait, read that again, Elder. I'm
Verse
sorry.
28. And he said unto her, he said, Yes, rather blessed are they that hear the word of the Most High and keep it.
See? So this one was basically praising up Mary about her womb and her breast and stuff. Okay? But Christ said, the Messiah said, but he said, yea, rather blessed are they that hear the word of God and keep it. So if you listen to the word of the Most High, which he gave through his law, statute, commandments through all his prophets and according to his son, you would know for a fact that you would not be worshiping anything else except the Most High God, as it said in Exodus chapter 3, as the first commandment. I should be, let me just get it. I'm murdering it. Jeez, it's been a minute. Exodus 20 and verse 3. I am the Most High, that God. All right.
Exodus the 20th chapter and verse 3. Thou shalt have no other gods before me.
Thou shalt have no other gods before me. So if you praising up Mary and them angels and you're making altars for them and little incense and things like that, you're breaking the very first commandment, even what Christ said. The two greatest commandments is to love the Most High thy God with all thy heart, mind, body, and soul. The second is like on to the first. Love thy neighbor, your own people, your brethren, as thyself. Okay?
Yes.
So, you breaking that by worshiping angels and things like that. Who taught you those things? Because guess what? To my Ethiopian friends, you guys wasn't learning this stuff from Romans. You guys, your queens used to come up to Israel and learn from us even after Solomon was passed on from this earth. And that's the problem. You guys ain't been taught by the real people of the book, of this book. You're still following the same people that murdered Christ, the Messiah. You're following after their man-made religion. And then majority of the world gets mad at us when we sit here and try to speak the truth to you according to what the book actually says and not tradition of men. Okay?
Yes. Interjection.
Go ahead, Ellie.
And also, when you worship those other things, you don't truly have freedom. You don't have liberty. Because what the Spirit of the Most High is, there's liberty. But when you worship in Guadalupe and the Virgin Mary and all those other entities, then you broke the rules, so you cannot be truly blessed. You get blessed every day when you wake up and he give you another day to get it right. Grace. Yes, grace.
And blessed different. So
you get that every day. You wake up. So you have grace, but are you truly being blessed? You cannot be if you're not keeping the word, if you're not keeping the law, statutes, and commandments.
That's right. And the laws ain't done away with. I put lessons out there. If you guys ain't watched it and you just blew past it and stuff, that's on you. You know, you rejected a jewel. Okay? But, hey, wherever I'm going, I'm speaking this. So it doesn't matter. I don't care if I was in Abu Dhabi and Dubai and stuff, and I was still speaking the word out there. And Cat said, man, you got to be careful. You could probably get your head cut off there. Dude, you think I'm fearing death right now? I ain't thinking about that stuff. It's just, dude, listen, man. You got to be just as radical for the Most High than just like all these other so-called terrorist type of groups and things. You got to go hard for the Most High. You ain't thinking about what's going to happen. And when you're not thinking like that and you focus on trying to help people and get them back on the track with the Most High and bring them back to him and things, everything else, he has angels around you, making sure nothing's going to happen to you, period. Okay? You just go out there and go speak what I commanded you to do, what I created you to do, and what I sanctified you to do in the first place. Okay? But, okay, let's get, and the water for that, Elder Luis. Let's go to Luke 13 and verse 10 through 17.
Luke 13th chapter, verse 10. And he was teaching in one of the synagogues on the Sabbath. And behold, there was a woman which had a spirit of infirmity 18 years, and was bowed together, and could in no wise lift up herself. And when Yeshua saw her, he called her to him, and said unto her, Woman, what art thou loose? Thou art loose from thine infirmity. And he laid his hands on her, and immediately she was made straight and glorified the Most High.
No, she glorified Christ right on the spot.
And glorified the Most High.
And glorified the Most High. Glorified Ahaya, Yah, Yahuwah, Yahweh. Okay? That's who she glorified. She didn't glorify Christ. All right? Period. Let's keep reading.
Verse 14. And the ruler of the synagogue answered with indignation, because that Yeshua had healed on the Sabbath day, and said unto the people, There are 6 days in which men ought to work, and them therefore come and be healed, and not on the Sabbath day. And Yeshua then answered him and said, Thou hypocrite, doth not each one of you on the Sabbath loose his ox or his ass from the stall, and lead him away to watering? And ought not this woman, being a daughter of Abraham, who Satan hath bound loose these 18 years, be loose from this bond on the Sabbath day? And when he had said these things, all his adversaries were ashamed, and all the people rejoiced, for lo, all the glorious things that were done by him. Verse 17.
Okay, and that's it on that. So once again, hey, he wasn't getting no payment on doing servile work on the Sabbath. But once again, he said the same thing to them. Why? See, the thing is, if they were going to say that, and there was going to be hypocrites, why didn't these Pharisees make a bucket of water or something, a huge thing of water, bring it into where the stables are for the donkeys and the oxen and stuff, and lay it there, so they wouldn't have to worry about doing that on the Shabbat. But they did it anyways, and they were taking them out on the Sabbath to water them and things like that. So once again, but they didn't get paid for it. So in the law, it says for servile work. It's talking about getting paid on the Sabbath. Okay? You ain't supposed to be doing that stuff. All right? So once again, there's no law that says that you couldn't do that. Okay? So, like I said, once again, he's proving them. They get confounded every time. So let's get the next chapter. What was it, 13? Yeah.
Chapter 13, 10 to 17.
Luke chapter 17 and verse 11 through 15.
11 through what? 15.
11 through 15.
Luke, the 17th chapter, and verse 11. And it came to pass, as he went to Jerusalem, that he passed through the midst of Samaria and Galilee. And as he entered into a certain village, there met him 10 men that were lepers, which stood afar off. And they lifted up their voice and said, Yeshua, Master, have mercy on us. And when he saw them, he said unto them, Go show yourselves unto the priests. And it came to pass that as they went, they were cleansed. And one of them, when he saw that he was healed, turned back, and with a loud voice glorified the Most High.
At least one of them turned back and glorified the Most High. Did he glorify Jesus? No, he didn't. And then what's even more crazier is that he even kept the law. Even while they were being healed by the Most High, while they was making their way to go see the Levites, the priests, to see if they were clean, they were following the law. He was following the laws. When you're a leper, like it tells you in Leviticus, you got to go see if you're clean. Do you still have dark spots and all this and that and the other, then you're still unclean. As they turn to white spots, all white and things like that, now you're a clean leper. Or whatever the case may be, depending on what type of leprosy they had. Okay? So even Christ was telling you, go to the priest. Ah, that priesthood is still intact. The sons of Aaron ain't been done away with. Okay? So you still had to go, even though they were healed, they still had to go make sure the physicians, the priests, that I'm clean. Okay? Man, y'all funny, man. Y'all real funny out there. But let's get the next chapter. Chapter 18 and verse 35 through 42.
Luke chapter 18 and verse 35. And it came to pass that as he was come nigh unto Jericho, a certain blind man sat by the wayside begging. And hearing the multitude pass by, he asked what it meant. And they told him that Yeshua of Nazareth passeth by. And he cried, saying, Yeshua, thou son of David, have mercy on me. And they which went before rebuked him that he should hold his peace. But he cried so much the more, thou son of David, have mercy on me.
This blind man don't even know who Christ is, and he calling him the son of David. Whose lineage goes through the father? Now, last time I checked, the Most High is not from the tribe of Judah. I thought the Most High created the tribe of Judah through Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So who's from the tribe of Judah? We just showed and proved that not too long ago as Christ being a child and Joseph and Mary walking away from the synagogue and turned back and see that he was not following them. They went back and they seen that he was teaching in a synagogue with much knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. And Mary says, don't you know me and your father has been looking for you? So once again, even Mary said that that Joseph is the father. Okay. So once again, man, y'all have to deal with this in this whole completion, okay? But go ahead, Elder.
Verse 39, when they went before rebuked him, and they which went before rebuked him that he should hold his peace, but he cried so much more, the more, thou son of David, have mercy on me. And Yeshua stood and commanded him to be brought unto him. And when he was come near, he asked him, saying, what wilt thou that I should do unto thee? And he said, Yeshua, that I might receive my sight. And Yeshua said unto him, receive thy sight, thy faith hath saved thee.
Keep reading.
And immediately he received his sight and followed him, glorifying the Most High. And all the people, when they saw it, gave praise unto the Most High.
Gave praise unto Ahiah, Yahuwah, Yahweh. Okay? They didn't praise up Christ. So where do we get this stuff that Messianic Israelites worship Christ? We don't worship Christ. We worship the Father. And to Christians, you don't worship Jesus Christ because he's not God.
Mm-hmm.
And he's been teaching you throughout the whole scriptures, everything we read. Worship the Most High. Worship the one that sent me. I don't do the will of myself. I do the will of the one that sent me. Right. Anyways, let's get the next chapter. Let's go to Luke 19 and verse 37 through 38. Like I said, this is going to be probably a 5-part series on this. Because I haven't even touched into Paul's writings yet about this. Okay? But go ahead, Elder.
Luke the 19th chapter, verse 37. Verse 37. And when he was come nigh, even now at the descent of the Mount of Olives, the whole multitude of the disciples began to rejoice and praise the Most High with a loud voice for all the mighty works they had seen.
Hey, Elder. Real quick, Salakia.
Mm-hmm.
Every time we see when it says God, say Ahiah. So okay. Non-Messianics can see that they're praising Ahiah or Yah. Okay?
Okay.
Let's read it one more time, just for argument's sake on here.
And when he was come nigh, even at the descent of the Mount of Olives, the whole multitude of the disciples began to rejoice and praise Ahiah with a loud voice for all the mighty works that he had seen.
And it said his disciples. So his disciples knew that he was not God. They praised up the Most High, Ahiah, I am that I am. Christ is not I am that I am. Okay? Don't let them use that, the capital I and the capital A and M and stuff, because when he says I am, that's not saying he's God, okay? Stop it. There's insertions in here that you guys need to know about. But anyways, let's keep reading.
Verse 38, saying, Blessed be the King that cometh in the name of Ahiah. Peace in heaven and glory in the highest.
Oh, wow. Saying, Blessed be the King that cometh in the name of the Most High. Peace in heaven and glory in the highest. So, once again, okay, they're not glorifying Christ. Christ is not God. But let's keep going, because you'll find somewhere else to say, no, but it says here. But guess what? I'm knocking out every book from Matthew all the way to the last book of Hebrews in Paul's writing. So you guys won't have no room to argue this no more. And I'm smashing them follies with your little, what do you call them? The Pharisee schools, the ministry schools that you teach that theologians. Yeah, I'm smashing all that stuff. And I'm using English. I'm not even dealing with the Hebrew yet, or the Greek, okay? Let's go to, we just did 19. Luke 24 and verse 36 through verse 45.
Luke, the 24th chapter, and verse 36. And it reads, And as they thus spake, Yeshua himself stood in the midst of them, and said unto them, Peace be unto you. But they were terrified and affrighted, and supposed that they had seen a spirit. And he said unto them, Why art thou troubled? Why are ye troubled? And why do thoughts arise in your hearts? Behold my hands and my feet, that it is I myself. Handle me, and see, for a spirit hath not flesh and bones, as ye see me have.
Stop right there. So, if Christ is God, and we know the Most High is a spirit, and he came back in the flesh with no sin this time, or, not in the so-called that fleshly sin before he came, before he went to the heavens. Right here is shown and proved that he said, look, I'm not a spirit, it is me. Mm-hmm. Check my hands, look at the holes, it's me. It's shown and proved that's not God. And if that was, his hands would have just been healed up the way it was as he came back. Okay? So, dude, it's telling you right here, Christ came in the flesh and always going to be, in the flesh in that sense, but he never was God. Okay? And anyways, if God was to die today, all of creation would have been terminated. Okay? Extinguished. Non-existence no more. Okay? But go ahead and read, Elder.
Verse 40. And when he had thus spoken, he showed them his hands and his feet. And while they yet believed not for joy and wondered, he said unto them, Have ye here any meat?
What does a God need to do with eating any food? A God does not need anything to give him energy. He has energy, pure energy. It's a spirit. So why is God, if Christ is God, why is he asking him, I'm hungry, can you give me some meat? Or, in a sense, maybe some grains or something, because we know meat and flesh is two different things. So still, why are you asking for vegetables if you're God? Read that one more time, Elder.
Verse 41. And while they yet believed not for joy and wondered, he said unto them, Have ye here any meat?
Go ahead.
Verse 42. And they gave him a piece of of a boiled fish.
Broiled fish. They gave God broiled fish. Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me. They gave the Son of the Most High broiled fish. I did that on purpose, though. But what does God have to do with anything, with any food? He's the Most High. He does not need to have some food to self-sustain him. Right. read that one more time.
Verse 42. And they gave him a piece of broiled fish and of an honeycomb. And he took it and did eat before them.
And did eat before them. Go ahead.
And he said unto them, These are the words which I spake unto you while I was yet with you, that all things must be fulfilled, which were written in the law of Moses,
In the law of Moses,
and in the prophets,
and in the prophets,
and in the Psalms concerning me. Verse 45. Then opened he their understanding, that they might understand the scriptures.
Bam. Done deal. Okay. Man. Oh, man. A God doesn't bleed. A God does not eat. You're immortal. You don't need that stuff. Okay? So, just show it and prove to you again. Man, this stuff be cutting y'all to the T. Jump to verse 49 and then we're done. I mean, not done with the lesson, but with Luke.
Verse 49. Luke 24th chapter and verse 49. And behold, I send thee promise of my Father.
No, of myself.
Of my Father.
Of the Son of God.
I send thee promise of my Father.
I send the promise of my Father, not of myself. Jesus Christ did not send a promise of himself. Period. You guys really need to wake up and start reading, man. And and to you non-Masonics too. Stop both sides. Stop regurgitating what you've been taught by so-called elders where you put your trust in them and stuff. It's not good. But continue, elder.
And behold, I send thee promise of my Father upon you. But tarry ye in the city of Jerusalem until ye be endued with power from on high.
From power from on high. He didn't give the power. The Most High is giving that power. Okay? So, man, y'all bugging. So we did that. All right. Now, let's get into John. Yes. John. Yeah. No. First John, or excuse me, St. John, regular St. John after the book of Luke, chapter 1 and verse 33 to verse 41. St. John, chapter 1, verse 33 to 41. Boy, and John goes very in depth with everything on this. It's going to kill a majority of all the stuff that you guys still may, if you still have doubt in your mind. But go ahead, Elder.
John, the first chapter. John, the first chapter. And I knew him not, but he that sent me to baptize with water, the same said unto me, upon whom thou shalt see the Spirit descending and remaining on him, the same is he which baptizeth with the Holy Ghost. And I saw and bear record that this is the Son of the Most High.
John said, I sat here and bear record that this is the Son of God. John the Baptist is saying this. A Levite, a priest, is saying this. Okay? I don't know what else to tell you guys. They're telling you. I pulled out I don't know how many different witnesses according to the law to make everything established according to these scriptures. Okay? But go ahead, Elder.
Verse 34. And I saw and bear record that this is the son of Ahiah. Again, the next day, after John stood and two of his disciples, and looking upon Yeshua as he walked, and said, Behold, The Lamb of Ahiah.
The Lamb of Ahiah. He is not God. His disciples, John the Baptist's disciples, are even witnessing saying this is the Lamb of the Most High. Okay? But let's keep reading.
Verse 37. And the two disciples heard him speak, and they followed Yeshua. Then Yeshua turned and saw them following and said unto them, What seek ye? And they said unto him, Rabbi, which is to say, interpreted, Master, where dwellest thou? Verse 39. He said unto them, Come and see. And they came and saw where he dwelt, and abode with him that day, for it was about the 10th hour. One of the two which heard John speak and followed him was Andrew, Simon Peter's brother. He first findeth his own brother Simon and said unto him, We have found the Messiah.
No, we have found God.
We have found the Messiah.
We have found the Most High.
We have found the Messiah.
We have found the Messiah. Go ahead.
Which is being interpreted the Christ.
So, how do you interpret Messiah being God? Even when you look at it in Hebrew. How do you interpret that being the anointed? How do you interpret that from being God? It's not God. Okay? But anyways, what was that verse? That was 40.
Verse 41.
41. Okay, let's jump to... We're going to go to John 3:16.
Some trouble now.
Uh-oh. God so loved the world. He gave his only begotten what? Son.
John 3:16. For Ahiah so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son.
So, wait a second. How is God giving himself to the world? And we know this isn't talking about world, as in the whole earth. It's talking about Israel. And we already proved that in other lessons and stuff. Don't even need to go there and stuff. We already showed and proved that. But once again, how is God saying, For I so loved the world that I gave my only begotten son? So how is Christ God again? It's not happening. But go ahead, Elder.
For Ahiah so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, that whosoever believeth in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. That's verse 16.
Oh, keep going to 21.
To 21.
Mm-hmm.
For Ahiah sent not his son into the world to condemn the world, but that the world through him might be saved. He that believeth on him is not condemned, but he that believeth not on him is condemned already, because he hath not believed in the name of the only begotten Son of Ahiah.
In the only begotten Son of Ahiah, in his name. But once again, you guys, and this is why I say to my non-Messianics, you guys could let our ancestors in the wilderness, because Moses was commanded to make that brass or bronze serpent, and if they believed on it, they would be healed and saved and stuff, and not go through whatever they were dealing with when they got stung by whatever it was in the wilderness. And they all ran to the idol or this thing. Well, the Most High didn't say pray and worship it and stuff, but still, you're touching something that you believe is going to heal you and save your life. Mm-hmm. So you can believe in something that was made by man, but you can't believe in something that was made by the Most High? I don't get it, man. I don't get it. But anyways, let's keep reading.
Verse 19. And this is the condemnation that light is come into the world, that men love darkness rather than light, because their deeds were evil. For everyone that doeth evil hateth the light, neither cometh to the light, lest his deeds should be reproved. But when he that doeth truth come into the light, that his deed may be made manifest, that they are wrought in Ahiah.
See? So once again, I mean, I don't know how many more times we got to keep proving this, but I'm going to do it anyways. But we're done with that one. Let's jump to verse 31 through 36. Same chapter.
Verse 31. He that cometh from above is above all.
Is above all. That's talking about things that's on the earth. He's not above the Most High. Go ahead.
He that is of the earth is earthly, and speaketh of the earth. He that cometh from heaven is above all. And what he hath seen and heard, that he testified, and no man receiveth his testimony.
His witness.
He
or
that,
report. Excuse me.
Excuse me?
No, I was saying the testimony, the report.
Okay. Verse 33. He that hath received his testimony has set his seal, the higher is true. For he whom the higher has sent speaketh the words of a higher. For a higher giveth not the Spirit by measure unto him. The Father loveth the Son, and giveth all things into his hand. He that believeth on the Son hath everlasting life, and he that believeth not on the Son shall not see life, but the wrath of a higher abideth on him.
Once again, so Christ said himself, for the Most High sent him, he didn't send himself, and all this and that and the other. So we just showed and proved again out of Christ's own mouth, even John the Baptist and all of them. Okay? So don't believe it then. I'm not finna stress people and things. I'm not finna, debate people about this stuff. I ain't got time to be debating, okay? I'm working on my own salvation as well as many others. You guys want to debate on social media, that's you. But that's not what I'm here for. That's not what I'm doing. I'm just trying to show you proof according to what the words say because y'all lazy and don't want to read. So anyways, let's jump to John chapter 4 and verse 5 through 30.
John chapter 4, verse 5. Then cometh he to a city of Samaria, which is called Sychar, near to the parcel of ground that Jacob gave to his son Joseph. And Jacob's well was there. Yeshua therefore, being wearied with his journey, sat thus on the wall, and it was about the 6th hour. There cometh a woman of Samaria to draw water. Yeshua said to her, Give me to drink. For his disciples were gone away unto the city to buy meat. Then said the woman of Samaria unto him, How is it that thou, being an Israelite, askest drink of me, which am a woman of Samaria? For the Israelites have no dealings with the Samaritans. Yeshua answered and said unto her, If thou knowest the gift of Ahiah, and who it is that said to thee, Give me to drink, thou wouldst have asked of him, and he would have given thee living water.
So instead of her just giving him some water and stuff, she had to go through why? You an Israelite, why you dealing with me? Even though when the scriptures do tell us we're supposed to deal with the Gentiles. Like I read it all in the laws and other lessons and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But go ahead, Ella.
Verse 11. And the woman said unto him, Sir, thou hast nothing to draw with, and the well is deep, from which then hast thou that living water? Art thou greater than our father Jacob, which gave us the well, and drank thereof himself, and his children, and his cattle? Yeshua answered and said unto her, Whosoever drinketh of this water shall thirst again. But whosoever drinketh of the water that I shall give him shall never thirst. But the water that I shall give him shall be in him a living well of water springing up into everlasting life. The woman said unto him, Sir, give me this water, that I thirst not, neither come hither to draw. Yeshua said unto her, Go, call thy husband, and come hither. The woman answered and said, I have no husband, Yeshua. I have no husband. Yeshua said unto her, Thou hast said well, I have no husband, for thou hast had 5 husbands, and he whom thou hast is not thy husband. In that saidest thou truly. The woman said unto him, Sir, I perceive that thou art a prophet. Our father worshipped in this mountain, and ye say that in Jerusalem is the place where men ought to worship. Yeshua said unto her, Woman, believe me, the hour cometh when ye shall neither worship in this mountain nor at Jerusalem. Worship the Father.
Worship the Father. See, he didn't say worship me. He said worship the Father. Okay? But continue.
Verse 22. Ye worship, ye know not what. We know what we worship, for salvation is of the Israelites.
Salvation is of the Israelites. We told you guys this. This book is salvation for Israel. That's what Christ came back for. Is Gentiles, they could get salvation too, but the salvation is not the same as ours. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Always understand that. Somebody's serving somebody in that kingdom. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
But continue, Elder.
Verse 23. But the hour cometh, and now is, when the true worshipers shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth. For the Father seeketh such to worship him.
No, I think it said worship when the true worshipers shall worship Jesus Christ in spirit and in truth, for Jesus Christ seeketh such to worship him.
But when the hour cometh, and now is, when the true worshipers shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth.
Spirit, not flesh.
Right.
For the Father seeketh such to worship him.
Say that again.
In spirit, not flesh.
In spirit, not flesh.
Mm-hmm.
And we just proved that back in Luke. Well, go ahead, Elder.
Verse 24. Ahai is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth.
In spirit again.
Right. Look, there's spirit again. What we just read in Luke.
Not pictures and not statues.
Right.
Spirit.
No dumb stones or wooden crosses and things like that. No. Get rid of those things. No candles, no incense. Get rid of it.
No traditions.
Right. Jeez, man. Y'all really need to read this book. That's why we need to be teaching thoroughly all the time, because we are the true Israelites and we teaching our culture in our book and our God. We're teaching you how to serve the Most High, just like Christ taught you. Or like he says it in the scriptures here.
You know what? If you look at verse 23, the hour cometh that now is, when the true worshipers shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth, for the Father seeketh such to worship him. In 30s, 40s, late 1800s, 1700s, we weren't allowed to read.
Mm-hmm.
It was against the law for us to read.
Mm-hmm.
So we would not know the truth. We had to depend on our capturer for the truth. And we all know he did not tell us the truth. So now we can read. So now the hour has come when we can worship him in truth and in spirit, because we can read for ourselves. We don't need to depend on him anymore.
Kind. That's right.
For the truth.
Total, Elder. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. See? That's why you need elders around you. The water, Elder.
Verse 25.
Yep.
And the woman said to him, I know that the Messiah cometh, which is called Christ. When he is come, he will tell us all things. Yeshua said unto her, I that speak unto thee am he.
Am he. It didn't say I am. Okay. Oh, see, in Exodus chapter 3, verse 14, it says, I am that I am. See, there's the I am. No. It's read that one more time, Elder.
Verse 26. Yeshua said unto her, I that speak unto thee,
I
that speak unto thee, am he.
Am he. Okay? It didn't say I am. Those parts are inserts. Okay? When you see the capital I and M. That's not God. All right? Well, go ahead.
Verse 27. And upon this came his disciples, and marveled that he talketh with the woman. Yet no man said, What seekest thou? Or why talkest thou with her? The woman then left her water pot and went her way into the city, and said unto the men, Come and see a man which told me all things, that whether I did. Is not this the Christ? When they went out of the city and came unto him. And
that's it on that.
okay.
Yeah, that's it on that. So she said, "Is this not the Christ, the Messiah?" Or did she say, "Is this not God?"
That got good.
Oh, you what? You
No,
want
that's
to keep?
okay.
You want to keep reading
That's
it?
okay. That's okay. You teach it.
Oh, if you want to keep reading it.
Read a little more. How far you want me to go down?
Let's see. Where do we left off on 30?
Let's stop off on 30. I think that's it. That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
That was a good one, though. That was an excellent one.
All right, we'll do one. As a matter of fact, no, we had to keep reading because I have that marked down, 31 through 38. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
So go ahead. Yeah. So we'll finish it here. We'll end it here.
All right, verse 31. In the meanwhile, his disciples prayed him, saying, Master, eat. But he said unto them, I have meat to eat that ye know not of. Therefore said the disciples one to another, Hath any man brought him aught to eat? Yesai said unto them, My meat is to do the will of him that sent me.
The what?
My meat is to do the will that him that sent me.
That sent Christ. So how's Christ God and he's sending himself? Come on, man. That's confusing.
That don't make sense.
Oh, well, brother, see, you got to understand, because this is actually what it really means.
His first
I know.
office sent to his second office.
There you go. And
his third office.
that's right. See, you still dealing with a carnal mindset, brother. You got to really just, I know what it says, but it really means this.
Putting God in a box.
Right. See, you can't, because Jesus can do all things, okay? Dang well that's not what it says and stuff. Dang it, stop it. But continue, Ellen.
Verse 34, Yesai said unto them, My meat is to do the will of him that sent me, and to finish his work.
And to finish his work, not Christ's own work, his work. Keep reading, Ellen.
Say not ye, there are yet 4 months, and then cometh harvest? Behold, I say unto ye, lift up your eyes and look on the fields, for they are white already to harvest. And he that reapeth receiveth the wages, and gathereth fruit unto eternal life, that both he that soweth and he that reapeth may rejoice together. And herein is the saying true, one soweth and another reapeth. I say, I sent you to reap, that whereon ye bestoweth no labor, other men labored, and ye are entered into their labors.
So basically saying, I give credit where credit is due. Like, listen, brothers, some brothers out there, like Brother Divine Prospect, I talk with him. There's some stuff on there that I get shown, in his lessons and things that I check out and stuff because he's on another level. And there's stuff that I couldn't find, but he found it. So with that being said, that helps me out with a lot of the teachings that I need to do and things like that. That's giving credit where credit is due. Okay? Same thing with me. That's why it's the parable of the sower. So, like he says, one plants, the other one reaps. You know what I'm saying? One one plants, the other one waters it, and it grows. That's all what we're supposed to have been doing. But no, too many cats is like, no. I'm finna plant this. I'm finna water it. I'm going to make the sun shine on it. Once it grows, then I'm going to reap the harvest. That's too much stuff on you, man. Try doing that, real talk, on a carnal level. Try doing that in a real field with crops and stuff with no help and see how long it takes you to get it done.
How far you get.
Right. How far will you get? And you tilling the land where you have to break up all that old soil and stuff to bring up all the new soil from all the way underneath and stuff to smash it all up and then smooth it out, make the aisles of the so you can plant the seeds in, then push that over, then add stuff on top of it like fertilizer in between it and things. If you use I don't agree with that doo doo. I don't agree with that stuff.
Right.
You make a compost pile of eggshells, other fruits and vegetables that you used or didn't use while you were making your food and stuff with. That's what you lay over. You grind it up, and that's what you lay it on. But anyways, that's why even back in the time with Moshe, his father Jethro told him, like, dude, this is not a good thing that you do. Everybody comes to you. No, you need helpers. You need helpers. But once again, people with ego, pride, and I gotta have control over it. No, I gotta have, my name needs to be known out there. People need to see my face and things on social media and stuff. You fighting for all this stuff, pride and envy and jealous against your own brothers and stuff who's out here trying to do the same work as you. So give them what they need and stuff and let them go do it. So what if the Most High, if you're looking for followers and things and you got a bunch of people following other people and stuff, but you putting out truth and stuff, so what? The whole fact of the matter is the Most High knows you doing a lot of stuff, not knowingly that you adding up stuff in heaven that's going to be in the kingdom for you. That's treasures that doesn't get any, clothes that doesn't get any eaten up by the moths, jewels and stuff that's not getting any rust or anything. You so worried about the carnal stuff. You worried about people following you and, hey, yeah, make my name great and stuff. That's what you worry about. Even Christ wasn't even like that. Christ didn't even want to boast about these things. He kept everything to himself. When he did the works, he said, hey, don't tell nobody. But look what Israel did. They ran and told everybody. He didn't ask them to do that. They did it. And that's why we showed you in Proverbs, like, yo, you got to do the work out here. If the Most High wants you to have 1 million followers, that's his will. If he wants you to have one person to deal with you, that's his will. You brought one lamb back, one lost sheep back to the fold. That will cover a multitudes of sins. But here it is. You looking for control and fighting pride and stuff. You just like the brethren back in time of Judges 8 and 22 and 23, where it says, Gideon, when he said the Most High used them to save our people out of the hand of Midian. They said, once you be rule over us and your sons rule us. And Gideon said, no, I shall not rule over you, neither shall my sons rule over you. The Most High shall rule over you. We weren't supposed to have a king. The king was the Most High.
So the people wanted a king.
Right.
They wanted a king.
But
So the people wanted a pastor now.
right. And them the new kings,
You got to look at 39 and 40.
Which one?
You got to look at 39 and 40.
Which
in the same chapter.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
It said, and many of the Samaritans of that city believed on him for the saying of the woman, which testified, he told them all that I ever did. So the Samaritans were coming to him. They besought him that he would tarry with them, and he abode there 2 days. So they believed what she said. I found the Christ, not I found God.
Right.
She never said I found God. She said you are the Christ. So they believed on that.
Yep. What did we just finish up? 31 through 38, right?
Yeah, you said 38, but I went to 40.
31 or 34.
We went 30.
Oh, yeah, you did.
We went to verse chapter,
You did chapter 4,
verse
31.
5, verse 5 through 38.
30. Okay.
Verse 5
Okay.
through 30. But I went to 40
Got you.
because it showed that they believed what she said. That he was the son, that Christ.
Oh,
Not higher.
sisters doing the work too.
There you go.
Stop limiting them sisters, man. But I understand we'll do a whole lesson on that too and stuff. So I'll get on that another day.
Israel.
Yeah. But anywho, I hope you guys got some more jewels. I hope the swords got sharpened, both edges and things. I hope this always helps you guys in your walk. I know it does with me, and you guys that do watch this and stuff, it helps me keeps me on my toes. And to the brothers and sisters that call me up, at wee hours and stuff, hey, thank you. I appreciate it and stuff, because it really does. When you guys do that, it keeps me away from old habits trying to spring up, Seriously.
Sure.
So, anywho, I'm Brother Ezekiel.
Brother Chris.
And we are saying shalom.
Shalom, world.